Echo Lima 87. This is 100 watts and a wire.
Well. Hello, friends. This is Amateur Radio Amplified on 100 watts and a wire. It's Christian. My call sign is K0STH, and I am welcoming everyone here to the podcast. If you're new, old, it doesn't matter. Just be cool. We try to mentor, entertain, and really provide a community for people who love this great hobby and service around the world. You're listening to episode number 412. I'm going to share with you my experience with the Sarasota Aries team, SRQARES. SRQ goes back to the airport. They were looking at like SOS. That didn't work. They were like, nah, I think we need to change that up. Let's change that up. SRQ became the code for the airport. And so SRQ basically stands for Sarasota around these parts. And the Aries team, I got to tell you, I'm very impressed. I'm very engaged in what they're doing. It isn't to say I want to throw shade on the Aries team in St. Louis. I don't. It's a different risk assessment. Tornadoes. You do have a lot going on. Plenty of things you could be preparing for, in my estimation. However, the feeling between the two entities is that here in Sarasota, in Florida, hurricanes are coming. Period. And so's an overhead plane. There's an enterprising commercial outfit teaching pilots how to fly. And it's going to ease its way into our recording. That's okay. I just noticed that my voice sounds a little raspy. It's because I was working with a podcast student. My podcast studio is called Radio Core. I help people also try to improve their podcast, start one, navigate that, consult, coach. So a shout out to Marv Turner. And working on his podcast and talking to him. I must have been talking too much because now I sound like this. Good grief. Getting back to Aries, let's focus on the risks, the difference. Hurricanes are coming here. They are preparing here in a very specific way. In fact, the radio club is an emergency radio club, and then there's the Aries team. So it's a whole different feel down here in Florida, and I dig it. One, if not the most primary reason for joining and becoming a ham is that emergency communications. I talked about the story of my father introducing me to Citizen Band Radio and search and rescue. And I fell in love with it. Fell in love with radio. A career came much later on. Now, over a decade ago, I became a licensed amateur radio operator. Where does the time go? To quote my grandfather on his deathbed. Where does the time go? So, in St. Louis, we were preparing for something different. It isn't to throw shade. It is that the threats and the risks are different there. Plenty of them, I believe, but here it is known, it is coming, you must deal with it. And I talk about that on hour 73. I will be ramping up more of this content, but quite frankly, my life is like a big old fancy cigar box full of pens and paper clips, marbles, condoms. I don't know. No, not at all. Stop. But you turn it upside down and it goes about. And that's where I am. Got to get the kids to school. Got to find more work. Got to get things together, living here locally, moving the things over, the move itself. Things are expensive. Things are going on. All the things, dude. Moving sucks. And some people have written, hey, everything good? Appreciate you reaching out. Yep. Didn't record this much, have you? No. No. And when I mention Marv, I should say his podcast, and I'm working with him to improve it. I hope you'll listen to it. It's called The Ham Radio Guy. And I'm going to have him on here. I haven't told him this yet, but he's going to come on because he has something to do with Winter Field Day, which will look quite different for me this year. But I always wanted to participate and always looking for a good excuse to play radio. But I haven't been able to do much. Again, all the things in life, all the things with the move, needing to work, the kids in school, Mama's doing her thing with the work. Everything's, it's a lot. You may have noticed the 100 Watts in a Wire YouTube channel. You may not have noticed. Only a couple people have reached out. And I actually think that's a good thing. I took it out. I'm not doing it. We're getting to the point now in my life where I've said this before. When you have more days behind you than in front of you, you start to get a little, and maybe I've been this way for a long time, but it's too many mouths to feed. As a producer, I've got many ideas. Each of these ideas need their own set of social media. No. Subscribe to my name, Christian Kudnick. Look me up on YouTube. I will filter 100 Watts in a Wire through that. I will filter Hour 73 through that. I will filter projects to come in one place. It's too much. It's too much. And I had to back away from it. It's nuts. And at this point, I'm also saying, look, if YouTube isn't making me any money, why am I putting that energy into it? Some people will say, oh, see, child, there are others out there who are making money and they do it full time. You just don't know what you do. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but maybe my bread and butter is behind this microphone. And the podcast is, the first. It goes first. The video features will be there up under my name. Check it out if you want to. If you don't, cool. I get it, man. Everybody's busy, got stuff to do. My amateur radio life here in Florida has been geared directly and connected directly to my family. I found out that I could bring my spouse. This is a little point of contention, actually, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I was told I could bring my wife, my kids, and my pet if I volunteer with the ARES team to deploy to the hospital. They could come. I'm like, wait, you're telling me if I volunteer my radio skills to move traffic and communications between hospitals primarily, you'll make sure my people and my animal are cool, safe, warm, protected? In. Done. Now, last Saturday, now I'm recording this on a Friday, so it's been about a week now, we had a drill. The first thing that I participated in. Hams and members of the ARES team went to different hospitals in Sarasota, different places. They're all part of a same hospital per se, but they're in different locations. You know what I mean. We wanted to see who could hit what repeater, who could pass communication, who was able to hear whom, and etc. A lot of fun. Met John 1, John 2, two hams, guys that are retired, but have been doing it for a while. And these guys are engaged. Why? Because hurricanes come. More on this on the Hour 73 podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to that one right now, because that's going to be a documentary style approach to what I'm learning here. I mentioned there I feel kind of unprepared. The risk in Missouri is different from here. All the moving, all the things, time clicking by, kids with school. It's not an excuse. It's life, the intersection of life and preparedness. Radio has become the first tool that I'm learning. I'm making some contacts, literal physical contacts here, meeting people, programming my radio. I really need a Windows computer to program my radios. I need stuff. But as I said, moving is tough. Period. And we're trying to work it out. But I am inspired by the amount of nets and communications and how they communicate here with the Aries team. I've joined it. I've participated in the first drill, which is exciting. Many things need to be ironed out. But my experience with Aries, the first time through in St. Louis, no shade, love you fellas, they ain't listening to this. It was different. It was casual in the way I felt. It was casual. I wanted to study HF. I wanted to study simplex. I knew that this was not the backbone of these communications. But I was curious about it. Coming here, we've got this. We've got this coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, 7:30. We've got this, 8 o'clock. There's a trader's net. The communication is intense. It's going back and forth. Now, look, I may get in here and find out that these fellas are sharing quite a bit of territorial pissing. Everybody's got an opinion. However, my experience so far is very little of that. Nothing that would offend you or whatever. I know I need to get myself together with WinLink. Again, I need to find myself a cheap, inexpensive Windows computer. Get WinLink set up. Get my RT Systems programming software together. So I can get these radio. I'm programmed 50 channels. Not frequencies, channels. On my HT by hand. It's good because I know how to use my HT now. I've got a different HT over there, and I'm slow to move to that one. I've got a base station VHF, UHF I need to program, and I'm slow moving on that. And I've got the mobile. I need to get that mobile programmed. Would be a lot helpful. Helpful. It would be helpful if I had that RT system software on a Windows unit, but I digress. There are things that I need in my amateur radio career in my life that's just not obtainable today. It will be. All in all, I feel a little bit behind, man. I feel a little bit behind. So joining the Aries team to be able to make my comfort level of my family during a hurricane was a no-brainer. On Saturday, I did get to hear, though, that it was only my spouse and pet. I'm like, look, I got 2 kids. We're going to have to work this out. So, among other things, there are things that the memorandum of understanding between the Ham Radio Aries team and the hospital, the entities you're working with, you have to iron things out. That's one of them for me. That could change my approach. And sure, someone did say, look, you don't want to have this be your major plan. You got to take care. I know how I got to take care of my family. I know what to do. That means y'all might be ass out. So the idea is I'm with them taking care of them. The suggestion was, well, if you can't, maybe you go put them in a shelter and then you go on down to the hospital and volunteer. Maybe. Maybe I don't. Maybe we just go north. See you in Georgia. So, it's all about your family. Let it be known. The Sea Child is saying to you, family first. So, all in all, very impressed with what's happening locally on this Aries team, the communication so far, the way they are organized, information. It may not have always been this way now. I don't know. It may go downhill. I don't know. At the moment, we're in good shape. I feel like I'm connected. I feel like I'm in the loop, that my opinion matters. My experience matters. What I experienced during the drill matters. Open communication, notes are being shared, and what did we learn? What could we do better? How can we... It's beautiful. The debrief, it was beautiful, man. Good. Thank you. That's what's happening. Just to touch on the YouTube channel again, please, friends, if you're interested in that, I will live stream. I will put highlights and videos on my own channel. I can only do so much as a one-man person now. I just want to do it in one place. All right? Do want to let you know that if you're looking for a power solution, check out Bio Power. They offer the best lithium phosphate batteries for your ham radios. Visit bionopower.com. That's BIOENNO power.com. Thank you, Bio Power. And if you find value in this program, visit buymeacoffee.com/RadioCore. RadioCore is my studio. We are doing work with podcasters, helping nonprofits and art organizations raise their profile through podcasting. As I mentioned Marv before, he's a student of mine. He might be the reason why my voice sounds this way. We've been talking how to improve. And that's what we're looking to do in all facets of life, improve. The Buy Me a Coffee link is slightly different now. We're doing RadioCore, RadioCorps. All of my work is running through my studio. I'll have socials for that stuff. But as it relates to 100 Watts in a Wire, the YouTube channel gone, fine. Stuff's going to run through my personal stuff. But subscribe to this podcast if you're interested. Amateur radio topics, that sort of thing. Trying to do as much as I can here with the recording. It's been limited because of life. This is the intersection of life and amateur radio. Right now, life has me by the cojones, by the gordos. Consider a visual, if you will. Short OP, Ocean Pacific, corduroy shorts, and my nuts hanging out on both sides, and life has me by them two-handedly, one on each side, luckily, but unluckily. And I'm trying to work through that. I'm trying to ease back and punch life in the nose to say, peacefully get off my nuts. But be that as it may, I want to thank Wes, Scotty Peterson, Whiskey 6 Alpha Bravo Victor, all for becoming a member. We have one level of membership at Buy Me a Coffee. $5 a month, about $1 an episode if I can get out and bang them out. But the benefit is that you will get content, special features early. You'll also get discounts from participating businesses like Bio Power, Radio Waves, MFJ, NI4L antennas. In other words, you pay $5 a month. Over the course of 1 year, you get discounts to those companies. They will set the discount. Tell me what you're interested in. I'll make the connection. You just write to me and say, Christian, I'm interested in buying this at MFJ. Can you connect me? I will connect you. They'll take it from there. Get your discount for being a member. It pays for itself. Yes, it is cheaper than buying an actual cup of coffee each month, each day of the week. It supports the show. You get the discount, more money in your pocket, and the business that you work with may earn your trust, may earn your business. BuyMeACoffee.com/RadioCore for more information on that. Folks are wondering, look, when are you coming back with a live show? Let me tell you what's going on here in Florida. During the day, 40 meters seems to disappear. At some point of the day or other, lightning. I'm getting alerts on my phone. Bleep. Lightning within 10, 15 miles. Unplugged. Storms maybe. blows off, more lightning, bands are crap, so I'm figuring out when will be the best time, and I just don't know right now. I just don't know. Right now, I need to get a couple of pieces of my puzzle in place. Need to work more, got to get more work going. Maybe through Radio Core, it can help some people get their podcast up, improve, that sort of thing. Or pick up some work. I'll go work at the garden at one of the art museums. I don't care. I got to feed the family first. It's been slow here in Sarasota. So your positive energy and your thoughts coming my way, if you are a spiritual person like our Pastor Joe, keep me on the prayer list. And hopefully something will open up. It's taking people, on average, 45 days to fill positions once they start the interviewing process. This is a national thing I found. That's a long time. It's a long time. So we're doing what we can. I will do as much audio as I can. I can find more time to do audio, video, and live streaming. We'll just see. Hang with me. We've been together over 9 seasons, 412 episodes together. Your support, encouragement, your friendship, they mean a lot to me. It helps me keep the wheels on the podcast for all of these episodes. And when life gets the Gordos in the grip, the left hand, the right hand, and it's pulling down like gravity, like real Gordos under the table at the Ham Fest, you guys are there to kick life a little bit and say, give him a break. Don't touch my nut, but give him a break. And it's appreciated. I'll be checking back in to talk more about Hour 73. Again, look for my channel on YouTube. I'm going to put everything over there. Whatever there is to be had will be over there. When storms come in, tropical storms, I'm going to try to live stream that stuff. Christian Kudnick on YouTube. Look for my socials. It's all going through there, folks. I need to centralize my work so I can manage it. That's that much. I hope I hear you on the air. I'll listen for you on Sunday and check into our net. Sundays at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 20 and 40 meters. You can listen for Mitz, Sidecar Steve, and I am Jones, and to get back in the studio with the boys just to catch up. But we're doing all that we can. Take care of yourselves and each other. And by all means, if you can, please try and stay above the noise.
To join the 100 Watts in a Wire community, visit 100wattsinawire.com.